Me. Okay, first of all, let me tell you the good part of like the programs out there, right? I live in North Hollywood. North Hollywood is a reflection of the whole city of Los Angeles. It really is. We got people with money, we got people with no money, we've got projects, we've got nice fucking buildings, 14 story, the NoHo place. We got places that house battered women. We've got three different sections of the little homes. You name it, North Hollywood got it, baby. You want to go rich, you go rich. You want to throw some carga in your vein, you can throw carga in your vein, and nobody's gonna tell you nothing. Carnal. Welcome to North Hollywood, right? And all those videos you saw there was uh was one weekend. My wife and I went out and said, you know what, let's go film all this stuff. This is what I see on a daily basis, first of all. So for suckers out there that be talking about, oh homie, you don't know. Motherfucker, I've been here since 1981. Where you been at, homie? Especially if you moved out of your town and you ain't living in LA, don't come and even talk to me about, oh, this and that, homie. I've been here. I've been seeing this whole shit, homeboy. All this shit is just a rerun to me, but it's just getting worse and worse with the drug problem, right? But let's get back on topic. The housing part is an absolutely great thing for people who need it. Section 8 is an absolutely great thing for people who need it. Food stamps, all that stuff is there to help people in time of need. And I'm not here going to advocate to just shut stuff like that down, get rid of it. That's not what this is, man. What this is we are seeing the absolute worst drug epidemic of all time in the United States, and it's only gonna get worse. Why? Because politicians don't have any backbone anymore. Politicians are too scared now to call a bum, right? Now let's classify this. Homeless. There is a smaller percentage of people out there that are homeless because of either they're down on their luck, they got into an accident, they can't pay their bills, they get evicted. Life sometimes comes at you like an avalanche, and it just destroys you, and that's when you end up homeless. And for those people, my heart goes out to them, and they should absolutely get every bit of help that they need out there. And there is a lot of help out there. Those are the real homeless. Let's call it for what it is. Let's separate those homeless people from. Then you got your everyday bum. What's a bum? A bum is that guy who just don't want to work. A bum is that guy who wants a free meal. A bum is that guy that if you let him come stay in your house for free and not tell him shit, he will stay there for the rest of his life. He'll sleep on the couch, he'll sleep in the garage. As long as he has a roof, he will stay there forever. That is a bum. A wino is a guy who just sits there and wants to drink all day, all night. All right. You got a bum, you got a wino. And then you get to higher categories of these people. Yeah, I said these people. I'm talking about people that live on the streets. So don't get so fucking sensitive. Then you got the wino, you got the bum, you got the wino, and then you start stepping up the ladder, homie. And that's what we got out there in this tent. You got the crackheads, homie. They what? They want to smoke crack, carnal. They want to hear that shit crackling. They want to put the Brillo pad. They want to get excited and they want to smoke crack. We got the crackheads, carnal. And then what you got? You got the tecatos, homie. Hey, homie, come here, pasa, carnal. Here you go, homie. It's just a firme fix. Then you got the fucking tecatos out there, right, in the tents. And then the cream of the crop that you got out there is the tweakers, homie. The tweakers gone wild, carnal. That is the majority of the people in the tents. And first of all, if you can't sit there and admit that, then you got no business being part of this conversation, and you're going to get your feelings hurt, because that is a fact, homie. The majority of people in these tents are fucking tweakers and drug heads, homeboy. And you're going to sit there and say, how can you be so insensitive? Listen, homie, if you're taking a shit right where you sleep, or you're pissing right where you sleep, all those places that I went by, they all smell like feces. They all smell like piss. Don't sit here and feel sensitive for somebody that will literally sell their fucking ass for a hit, homie. Don't sit there and try to say, "Oh, Gil, you can't." No, they've chosen to put fucking meth in their body, to put crack in their body, to fucking shoot heroin. Myself, I've done bud. I still smoke bud. I done coke all day long, homie. I smoke cracked all day long, homie. People that know me. Meth all day long, homie. Carga, I was a fucking in the 90s. I was doing dope even to the early 2000s, homie. I was getting high straight up. But the difference between myself and most of those tweakers and most of you guys that are here watching, you guys actually have a job, take care of business. Say, you know what? I'm growing out of this shit, right? If you're going to be a tweaker, if you're going to be a bum, that is your business. But we should not be paying for that. But if we are, here's the plan. What I believe would work, because right now what we're doing is we're chasing our tail. We as taxpayers, we as people in the government, all they're chasing their tail, homie. They're just doing circles and circles and circles, and they're not getting absolutely anywhere. The reason is we give money. We give money to drug addicts. If you're a drug addict and you can prove it, you're on disability. And off the back, you're gonna get a check. We're gonna give you small homes, mini homes all day long. So you got a check, you got housing without any what's the word I'm looking for? Accountability. That's the problem with most of these programs you have out there now. There is zero accountability. Let's go back to the children. Imagine your kid is 22 years old, lives at home, smokes crack every day, smokes meth every day. And what do you do as a parent? Or your friend is doing it, right? And you ask him, hey, so what are you doing to try to help your kid get off crack? Oh, well, I give her an allowance for $600 a month. I'm letting her stay free in my house. Oh, and I'm giving him a crack pipe. That is what literally the local government is doing out here. They're giving them tents or they're giving little houses. They're giving them crack pipes. They're giving them needles. That is enabling. The first thing you learn when they have intervention, right? They tell them this is the deal. Either you go get help or mom or dad. I mean, you've seen that show Intervention when they come in and all the families there like, oh man, you suckered me into this. And the family finally tells them, listen, man, we're cutting you off. We're not giving you any more money. We're not letting you come and sleep in our house. Either you get help or you're cut off. And that's what we need to do to the people out on the street in them tents. Why? Because that's tough love. But wait, when I say cut off, I don't mean just no money, no this, no help. No, relax. That's what all the sensitive people come. You can't say that, girl. I can say what I want. That's what this platform is about, right? No censorship, especially from sensitive ass people. This is what we do, brother. We start enforcing loitering laws. Simple loitering laws that we had, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 years ago, even probably less than that, right? We start handing out tickets because right now out here in LA, if a bum or not even a bum, if a tweaker is living in his car, and I'm not talking about a homeless person that just lost his job, we're talking tweakers now, right? If a tweaker is living in a car and the cops come, they won't give him a ticket. They won't. They won't give him a ticket. They won't tow his stuff. But if you who work and pay taxes park in that same spot, you're getting a ticket. You're gonna get your shit towed, homie. That's the reality, and that's what pisses me off because we're doing the right thing. They're doing the wrong thing, but they're getting rewarded. We are not. You start giving them tickets. You start giving tickets for loitering. You start telling them because the thing is, I think it was either the California Supreme Court said you cannot move any of the homeless people unless you have somewhere to take them. And that's where we get to. We find an area outside the skirts of the city. We have plenty of nice desert area out there. Just like you saw how they had those encampments for those Asian people that did absolutely nothing wrong. We're going to make tweaker encampments, but we won't call it tweaker encampments because that's going to be too insensitive. We're going to call it addiction encampments. We will put a bunch of encampments out there in the outskirts of the desert. Now, I'm being serious here. All right, listen to me. You put a bunch of encampments out there. You put an encampment for alcoholics. You put an encampment for meth. You put an encampment for different areas that need to be treated. And anybody who has a ticket, has this, and say, hey man, you gotta go do or even shoplifting, right? You're going over there. You're not going to the county jail. This is not going to be a jail type environment. This is an environment where we have all the restrooms there, all the doctors there, the nurses there, even its own fire department, its own city. Because what's going on right now is this. Like all those places I just showed you in the beginning of this video, right? They're getting cleaned up once every month or so. But they move them out one day. It's like mom and dad come home and say you made a mess of the house. They clean the house and then they leave. So what do the guys do? What do the dope fiends do? They move their shit. The city comes in and cleans it, and they're back in there again. And anybody who lives in the city of Los Angeles knows I'm telling the truth. And that's not working. You know how many millions upon millions of dollars they're wasting away just picking up trash from all these guys and women, and they're not gonna ever quit because it's a cycle that's just getting bigger and bigger. You put them out there, so hey, you got a ticket, you got to do 30 days. All right, you're going to over there to the encampment. You got a ticket, you're going back another one. Eventually, it's gonna get to the point where these guys are gonna be like, "Hey, man, I'm tired of going to that place," or they're gonna go over there and say, "I want some help." And if we want help, yeah, we got another area that is specifically for treatment. And once they graduate from that treatment area, we'll see it's a month, 2 months. Then you put them into a housing unit or something, right? But these housing units cannot just be without any responsibilities. These housing units, you got to get drug tested. That's the problem with the majority of the housing given by LA County to people who have addiction. They put them in these housing. They do not drug test them. They know they're high, but the person running these places don't give two shits because they're getting paid for every body that's in there. Every single body brings them a check. Just like most of these drug halfway houses. Most of these drug halfway houses are scams. I'll be straight up with you. They're fucking scams. I have homies that stay in these places. They're fucking scams. They go in there, they have like 4 to 6 bodies to a room, and every single one of those bodies pays the guy money. Why? Because sometimes it's part of their probation, it's part of their parole. You're gonna go to this place, you're gonna pay us someone, and nobody gives a shit. And that's the problem. We're throwing billions of dollars at this stuff, people. And has it worked? Is it even making a dent? It's not making a dent. And then people will say, but you have to fix the underlying conditions. Well, they're 40, 30 years old. Those underlying conditions are there already. You need to get rid of them, separate them from the herd. All right. Because what's happening right now is you got all these dope fiends and they're affecting regular people every day. And yeah, but when I say regular, I mean not drug addicts. They're making it okay. Your kids are coming out and they're seeing what you just saw at the beginning of this video. I walk around the streets, I see people shooting up dope, homie, like nothing. You got to walk around them. You have mothers and kids walking around these tweakers and dope heads because they've taken over. And they'll tell you straight up, hey, homie, they're letting me stay here. Hey, if I was a drug addict, I'd do the same thing. I'm not gonna sit here in front. I'd be in the hood right there chilling, not giving a fuck. But until we actually start enforcing laws, start making it where, hey, it's not easy for me to be out here in the street anymore. But right now, you can literally go anywhere here in North Hollywood and anywhere in LA, except for probably like Hancock Park where the rich white people live, or Bel Air area, the Palisades area, even though it's LA County, over there, the cops just get you out of there. Why? Because rich white people don't want to see that shit, man. They'll throw it into your brown or black neighborhood. And that's what's going on. They're making all these little houses in brown and black neighborhoods. Why don't they make them up in Sherman Oaks? Because you got white people with money, with influence, with power. But we continue to go down this road that, oh no, we have a homeless crisis, Gil. We need more housing. They've made about maybe 20,000 units right here in North Hollywood in the last 15 years. A single goes for $2,500 a month. All this housing that they're trying to say they're making, it's a front. Both sides are using it. The left is using it. The right's using it. The left is getting tax money from it, tax revenue from all these buildings and from all these new tenants. The right is building these places. They're developers out there building. They're bamboozling the hell out of taxpayers out here. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But we need to make some kind of, again, addiction camps that these people need to go to, because this is only getting worse. You're not seeing people getting off drugs. Are you? Oh, we have some great stuff. Most people are getting more, using more, using more. Eventually, it's going to be a society of just pure drug addicts because we're letting it happen right in front of our face, man. And that's what I've got to say about it. And I want to get some phone calls coming in here, hear what you guys got to say about it. So my thing is addiction camps where we can sit there and service everybody. And we're not going around town chasing it. We have units with different areas of expertise to actually deal with the drug addiction problem that we have. The homeless people that are out there that are just homeless, no, we can house them off the back, help. If we took all the addicts out of the free units and put actually homeless people, there won't be that many homeless people out there. And there is some people that are schizo. Again, we put them in those camps, brother. And then eventually we make some hard hospitals for these people because we're spending so much money and the government doesn't give a shit because to them it's a free check, brother. It's a free check. Which one of you works for a company that can say, man, we ain't got no money this week for payroll? Oh, don't worry, just tax them a little bit more. Hey, we don't got no more money for building more. Oh no, just tax them a little bit more or find another loop. They're stupid. They'll vote for it. Measure H. Then they want to give you another one. They want to give you another one. They just give you different measures. They write it up a little bit, change the name of it, and most people vote for it because they feel like they're doing something good, and I understand that. Just like the ladies and the gentlemen that were in that video giving out free hamburgers and food to all these guys. Yes, they're doing stuff out of the kindness of the heart, but it doesn't help them. It enables them. And that's just a fact. And that's just the hard truth that people don't want to talk about because they're so, oh, we should. You're not going to hug your way out of addiction, homie. You're not going to hug and give food away out of drug addiction. That's what's the main bottom line to most of these people out there. They're drug addicts, carnal. You can say whatever you want. They're drug addicts. No, kill it. I'm living here. Like I said, if you don't live in LA, if you don't live in the city you grew up with, then don't come even talk to me in the comment section about, oh, you should. No, no, I'm living here. I see it every day, homie. That video right there is just a partial part of how many encampments I have in my city. And I'm seeing it getting worse and worse and worse. And I'm sick and tired of it. Carnal.